Have you ever wondered what would happen if, just once, you chose silence over confrontation? If you stopped explaining, stopped defending, stopped filling the void with words? Imagine the power of simply vanishing, not out of malice, but to reclaim the control they thought they had over you. Picture it: the people who took you for granted, who never looked beyond their own desires, are left with nothing but echoes. No messages, no calls, just an empty space where you once stood. In that silence, they begin to feel the weight of your absence, and it's heavier than anything they expected. Today, we're diving into the quiet strength of disappearing, of removing yourself from a space where you're no longer valued. This isn't about manipulation or revenge, it's about embodying the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, about reclaiming your inner strength, mastering your emotions, and realizing that true power lies in not needing to be understood or accepted. Through this journey, we'll reveal 9 things they feel when you simply disappear. As we move through each, remember, this is not a tactic for approval, but a practice of self-mastery, as taught by the Stoics. Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, they all understood the profound impact of silence and self-reliance. Let us begin. 1. Unsettling absence. Our absence to them is like the sudden quiet after a storm. They may have grown accustomed to our presence, expecting us to always be there as if we were a permanent fixture in their lives. Yet, as Epictetus wisely said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In our absence, they confront their own desires, realizing how much they depended on our energy. We reveal to them that true fulfillment must come from within, not from the borrowed strength of others. 2. The weight of their own expectations. In our silence, they are left with their own assumptions, their own imagined narratives of why we have stepped back. This is a powerful lesson, for as Marcus Aurelius advised, reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. By removing ourselves from their expectations, we place the responsibility of perception entirely on them. They feel the weight of their own expectations, perhaps for the first time recognizing how they had constructed their reality around us rather than within themselves. 3. A lingering sense of respect. In our withdrawal, we do not flee nor do we abandon, rather we step back with purpose, choosing to cultivate our own lives quietly. This cultivates an undeniable respect in those left behind. When they see that we are neither angered nor dependent upon their reactions, they begin to view us with a different lens. The Stoics' silent resolve speaks louder than any words of retaliation or attachment ever could. Self-control is strength, calmness is mastery, the ancient Stoics would tell us. 4. Their own lack of control. Without our stabilizing presence, they begin to feel their own weaknesses exposed. Our absence disrupts the order they had relied on, shaking the illusions they had built. Seneca reminds us, he who is brave is free. We, by stepping back, embody this freedom, while they face the realization of how reliant they were on external factors on us to feel secure. 5. An uncomfortable mirror. By disappearing, we unintentionally hold up a mirror. Left to face themselves, they begin to see their flaws and insecurities magnified. Our absence creates a space where they must sit with themselves, recognizing that we did not flee from discomfort, but they may be forced to confront it. As Epictetus declared, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In our absence, they are left with only their reactions to cling to. 6. The power of indifference. Our indifference to their judgments, their opinions, their manipulations, this is perhaps the most disturbing feeling we leave behind. They realize we are no longer swayed by their tactics or expectations. For the Stoic, indifference is not neglect, but a powerful stance of resilience. To love only what happens, what was destined. Marcus Aurelius mused, no greater harmony. They feel the power of our indifference, as they face the disquiet of a world in which they cannot bend us to their will. 7. The depth of our inner fortress. As we retreat, they sense an impenetrable strength, a depth they cannot access. They may have known parts of us, but never the whole. In our silence, they confront the fact that we are more complex, more disciplined, and far more fortified than they realized. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength, said Marcus Aurelius. By stepping back, we reveal a part of our soul they never glimpsed and perhaps never will. 8. The stirring of regret. Regret creeps in when they realize they did not value our presence until it was gone. This regret is not our doing nor our burden. It is simply the natural consequence of absence. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live, warned Marcus Aurelius. By disappearing, we allow them to feel this loss deeply, as they come to understand the worth of what they took for granted. 9. An awakening to the self. Our withdrawal becomes their opportunity to awaken to their own potential, to question their own lives, and to confront the emotions they have neglected. It's a chance for them to embark on their own journey of self-control, if they are willing. As Epictetus put it, no man is free who is not master of himself. By our example, we invite them, silently, to seek freedom within, to find resilience, and to understand that true strength lies in mastery over oneself. So, there it is, the silent, invisible power you hold when you simply disappear. When you choose stillness over reaction, you let others face the reflection of themselves, no longer cushioned by your presence. They feel the unsettling weight of absence, the respect they should have offered you, and the mirror you've held up to their own illusions. But understand, this disappearing isn't about vanishing to be noticed, nor is it a weapon for manipulation. It's a moment of reclaiming the energy you once poured outward and redirecting it inward. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury by stepping back. We're not seeking revenge, we're seeking peace our own. We walk this path not for the reaction it stirs in others, but for the freedom it brings to ourselves. In our absence, they might awaken to the worth they took for granted. Yet that is not our concern. We are here to master the art of indifference, the strength to stand alone, and the clarity to live with purpose. So as we embrace this quiet resilience, let us remember that every moment of silence strengthens us, every pause fortifies our will, and every step back renews our inner power. And in the end, it's not about what they feel when we disappear, it's about who we become when we return stronger, wiser, and undeniably free.